Greetings and Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me always great pleasure to address the gathering arranged by International Iqbal Society and its partner organizations to commemorate the birthday or birth anniversary of my grandfather, Hazrat Allama Iqbal. I usually record a message and send it every year for my friends. But this year it is the 140th birth anniversary of Allama Iqbal. So I am here today at Iqbal Manzil Sialkot, the birthplace of Allama Iqbal, and I thought I would show you some glimpses of the original rooms where Allama was born and the rest of the house, which was constructed later, where he used to come and stay when he was living in Lahore. So this is Iqbal Manzil Sialkot, and I'll show you some glimpses. I hope you enjoy them. जहाँ बानी से है दुश्वार तर कारे जहाँ बीमी, जिगर खूं हो तो चश्मे दिल में होती है नजर पैदा। हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनुरी पे रोती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीद अगर पैदा। Ladies and gentlemen, this is the room where on 9th November 1877, at the time of Fajr prayers, Allama Iqbal opened his eye in this world. This was a house comprising of about 100 square feet at that time, one marla, comprising of 3 or 4 rooms, where Allama lived with his parents, his older brothers and sisters, and this is where he received his first education in the lap of his mother and in the arms of his father. From this house he would go on to school, to college, to Lahore, then to England and Germany, and on to become what he is today, the poet of the East, Tarjumane Haqiqat, Shair-e Mashriq, Hakimul Ummat, all of those things. It all started here, in this room. And as you can see, there is a picture of, the only picture of Allama Iqbal's mother in existence is hanging on the wall here, on this side. Imam Bibi was Allama Sahib's mother. She was a very devout and religious lady, although she wasn't very highly educated, but she had a reputation for being very charitable, keeping amanats of people, helping out poor and destitute, getting girls who couldn't afford to get married. She would arrange for their marriages out of her own pocket, and she instilled the love for humanity and the jazba of Ishq-e Rasool in Allama Iqbal. And on that side is a picture of Allama's father, probably Allama's father's last picture ever taken. This picture was taken at Allama's Anarkali residence, probably in 1929. Allama's father was also a great influence on Allama, and Allama's father throughout his life influenced Allama, especially with his deep religious and Sufi thought. These ingredients made Allama what he became later on in life. This used to be the main reception room or bathak of Allama's house, Allama's parents' house. And the main door of this house opened out into the street, into a small courtyard where Allama used to play as a child. This room was a sitting room, a meeting room, where guests of Allama's father used to come and sit. with Allama's father when Allama was a child. When Allama grew up and after completing his studies came back to Sialkot, he and his friends used to sit in this room talking late into the night regarding spirituality, religion, philosophy, history, and their discussions and debates would go on and on. This was the doorway from where Allama entered the real world. He used to leave from here to go to school, subsequently to college. Then he went to Lahore and then to England. But as a child, this joint courtyard was his playground and his small world. Buildings, features might have changed, but locations are the same as they used to be in Allama's life. And it was from these dark alleys, narrow streets, that Allama went on to school, then college, then Lahore, and then abroad to various universities in England and Germany. But when he came back after completing his studies, his parents still resided in this house. His brother was working out of Sialkot. His sisters had all gotten married. So his parents were living here. And this was the home he returned to.
It was through these dark and narrow streets and alleys that Allama Saab used to walk through to go to school, initially accompanied by his elder brother or his father, and subsequently by himself as he grew older. From here, he went for higher education to Lahore, then England and Germany. By now, his poetical genius had begun to emerge, and he had started writing poetry in Urdu as well as in Farsi.
अक्ल है तेरी सिपर, इश्क है शमशीर तेरी, मेरे दरवेश खिलाफत है जहांगीर तेरी, माँ सिवा अल्लाह के लिए आग है तकबीर तेरी, तू मुसलमान हो तो तकदीर है तदबीर तेरी, की मोहम्मद से वफा तूने तो हम तेरे हैं, ये जहाँ चीज़ है क्या लौह कलम तेरे।
After returning from his higher education abroad, Allama Saab started living in Lahore, where he set up his law practice. A few years later, his elder brother purchased the property adjacent to their original house and constructed a bigger house there for himself and his family. Both brothers had a very deep love for each other, and Allama's elder brother, Sheikh Ata Muhammad, named his house Iqbal Manzil after his much beloved and cherished brother. This was the main entrance to the house, which was used by the family. Allama used to enter from here whenever he visited Sialkot on family occasions.
This is the original staircase and the entrance to this house. This is from where Allama Sahab used to ascend to these rooms to meet his parents and his brother and his rest of his family. And ladies and gentlemen, this room has a certain special significance for me because in this room my father, late Justice Dr. Javeed Iqbal, was born in 1924. Our family's pictures are all over the walls here. That's baby me, that's my father and my Hopi. That's Allama Sahab with his friends in Shimla. And here also, this is a very rare picture of my father when he was a baby with his uncle Sheikh Atam Muhammad. And that's Allama Iqbal Sahab relaxing in Lahore. And this is a rent deed between Allama Sahab and my father. Allama Sahab used to live as a tenant of my father in Iqbal Manzil. Very few people know that Allama Iqbal never owned any real estate or property in his life. He always lived in rented houses. Iqbal Manzil was built by my grandmother out of her life savings. And she passed away 2 days or 3 days after they shifted into that house. And afterwards it was transferred to my father. Ownership of that property was transferred to my father. And Allama Iqbal used to live there as a tenant. This is the rent agreement between the father and the son. And of course there's a picture of Allama's favorite and loyal servant, Ali Baksh, and a picture of Allama himself. Whenever Allama Iqbal Sahab used to come to Sialkot, after this house was built, he used to stay in this room. And these are some of the easy chairs Allama Sahab used to use.
I sometimes wish these walls could talk. What kind of stories they would tell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like my humble efforts. Iqbal Manzil Sialkot is now a national monument and in the control of the archaeology department. Every day hundreds of visitors come here to pay homage to Allama Iqbal and to see the place where he started his life from. And I wanted to show these things to you also, so you can see what kind of a life Allama had in his early years and how he emerged from these surroundings to become one of the most famous and well-known poets of not only the Indian subcontinent but also of the Islamic world. I am always very impressed and happy to see the interest taken by Pakistanis living abroad in Hazrat Allama Iqbal and his teachings. In my humble opinion, you are all not only representatives of Pakistan in whichever country you adopt to live, you are also ambassadors of Hazrat Allama Iqbal and Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Those two great men who led to the creation of Pakistan still look towards the coming generations of all Pakistanis with the hopes that the future generations will make their dreams and their visions come true. I'm always glad to see that that spirit is still alive amongst all of you. I wish you all the best. Pakistan, Paindawad.